It is not your fault that you all have these scripts running in your head of I'm too much, I wish I was less, I'm not enough. These are all reactions in your psyche to the idea that you aren't allowed to be here as yourself on this planet. And the opposite is true.
Lee's going to be teaching a course on the empowered sensitive. And I wonder, Ziz, if you can speak to those of us who have the sense, my sensitivity is something that causes me a lot of pain. It's actually like, you know how many times I wish I wasn't so sensitive? I just wish I wasn't so sensitive in this situation or that situation or this situation. How can such people become quote unquote empowered when it's our sensitivity that sometimes feels even like a curse?
This is part of the role on earth for the sensitive. It is no different to those of you who say, why am I even incarnate on this planet? Because I don't always like what I'm seeing, feeling, knowing. Why am I here? And the why am I here question is a pivotal spiritual question for all of you. That is part of the journey of life, the quest, until it isn't. Until you get to a point when you are clear, I am here to love. I am here to transmit. I am here to bring healing. Now, of course, you will experience other things. That won't be the only focus of your life. But in your core knowing, you will know why you are here and what you are here for. And even in those moments or days of doubt, you will return to this core knowing once you have circled through the doubt that is helping you clear up some of your indecision, hesitation, or changing your frequency from past events, past ways of being. So the role of the sensitive on earth is, surprise, surprise, to be an ambassador of sensitivity on the planet, to hold sensitivity on and for the planet. You are still a minority on the planet, but it's a very important minority. And one of the things that many of you sensitives are having to learn through is the wounding that you go through living on a planet that is what we will call desensitized. We will not call this planet insensitive, for it isn't. The majority of people on this planet are sensitive but asleep to their sensitivity. They have desensitized their sensitivity, and they have been encouraged to in many ways. Now, there are always the agents of change, the advocates, the loving teacher, the bright light in your community or your friend group, the special one in your family who holds the light for you. There will always be those people who are your lighthouses that reflect your light back to you, that show you everything but desensitivity. But why you sensitives are here is to advocate for the return of sensitivity to the planet. And like all healers, you go through some tough lessons and wounds when you first incarnate, because this planet does not play the game the way you thought it was going to in your innocent soul self. Your innocent soul self runs at the world with your sensitivity, gets very quickly bruised, scarred, perhaps damaged, and then retreats, becomes a mask, figures out how to mask the sensitivity, figures out how to deaden it down, perhaps uses activities, substances, other things to deaden your sensitivity, but you cannot turn it off. It will always find you. It will always come back to you. And actually, you can advocate for your sensitivity, not just for yourself, but for the benefit of others. You are living at a time where, because of the challenges on earth, the vulnerability of people is rising, and that is the first step for recovering sensitives. You have to feel vulnerable in your life, in your circumstances, in order to bring your sensitivity back if you have successfully pushed it down, masked it, or rejected it. So it is not your fault that you all have these scripts running in your head of I'm too much, I wish I was less, I'm not enough. These are all reactions in your psyche to the idea that you aren't allowed to be here as yourself on this planet. And the opposite is true. So the empowered sensitive is not one who never has problems on Earth or issues they have to deal with, for Earth is a school. But the empowered sensitive is one who never questions their sensitivity as the problem anymore, because they know what their sensitivity is. They know how to be a guardian of it. They know how to communicate it for others. They know what the boundary is for others. They know what their own boundaries and openings are to the world. And you take care of this sensitivity the way you would take care of a 6 or 7-year-old child that was assigned to you, that you would recognize is a little sensitive for this world. Very few of you were taught to parent yourselves, and even less of you were taught to parent your sensitivity. So in parenting your sensitivity, you do two things. You give yourself a more peaceful, we will call it magnetic life, for you're able to magnetize positive experiences to yourself more. But you also become an ambassador for this frequency of sensitivity which this planet so desperately needs. There is a reason that some of you get stuck at family gatherings being the one that everyone is confessing their emotional problems to. You might not like it because it feels stifling and you have not yet found a way to communicate your way out of it. You've not yet found the part of you that knows how to navigate that. But they aren't wrong. They are smelling your sensitivity. And yes, they might not be behaving in a very conscious way in the way that they are asking for your help, and maybe they are dumping all their problems on you because they don't know what else to do, and you don't know how to stop them doing it because you've never given yourself permission to take a breath from that. But they aren't wrong in what they're smelling in you. They're smelling capacity. They're smelling sensitivity that they know is deep in them that they are trying to find. So the empowered sensitive is one who understands the journey of the sensitive through their own lens, through their own journey, through their own life, but also knows how to be an ambassador of other people's burgeoning sensitivity in life. And that is why this is such an important time. It is why Lee personally felt so compelled to do this, because he himself recognized that this is a theme he's been teaching on all of these years, and he was the sensitive child who has had to fight his way out of the rubble that he built around himself when he was younger. But also that this is a time on Earth where more and more are seeing and finding their sensitivity as a superpower. It contains so much wisdom and so much magnetic power for all of you. So this is no longer going to be a time in the years to come on Earth where sensitivity is judged or castigated or pushed out. You are moving into an era where sensitivity is recognized as the superpower that it is. And that just requires understanding and adjustment. And that is where we will come in on the course, for we will be doing energetic attunements throughout that will transmit the energy of holding and owning your sensitivity at a new level. So yes, that is the why.
Discover on-demand videos and docuseries, explore a full schedule of daily live classes, and become part of an incredible community. At Sounds True One, we invite you inward to find your way your way.